Good afternoon, everyone. How are we all doing? It's a lovely Saturday evening. I found my light. That's been cool. Yeah. How's everyone doing? How's everyone's weekend? Everyone on the 9 to 5 grind. Good evening, Baxter. How you doing? Yeah. Bit of a chill day. Just gonna do some more dev work. Time for progress. It is indeed time for progress. Glad to hear you're doing well. I feel like this camera is a little... I finally got a new camera mount. I feel like that's a little better. I had, for the longest time, I had the AliExpress special. It was like £3, I think. And, oof. It was a bit rough on the quality front. So, now that the 9 to 5 paychecks have started hitting, the good benefit of the 9 to 5, I managed to find one that's made of something other than plastic, and that's been great. So, yeah, let's give the project an old whirl. What we talked about last stream, I have already built this, so it should be. Yeah, thanks, Bex. So I'm glad. It's not the cheapest camera, so I've actually got the AliExpress stand here. This beautiful contraption, all plastic. I mean, I guess that bit's metal, but by and large, it had a tendency to sort of lean to the side a little bit, as you know, whenever you put anything heavier than, I don't know, a webcam or something on it. So it's nice that I'm somewhat feeling a little more secure in the stability of my my camera. And yeah, plan for today is just to look at more modification stuff. Actually, I haven't done that much on the main project this week. It's been a lot of infra stuff. We're gearing up to launch a new version of the website, which has been very exciting. The cheap bit of plastic wasn't all that sturdy. It, in fact, was not, I'm afraid. Believe it or not, not the sturdiest thing. It was £3 shipped though, which is very impressive, I must say. So, what this 25/3. So it should be like, I don't know. It's been a long day. The infra in the stream title is, well, basically an unnamed project manager, believe it or not, doesn't like writing devlogs in Markdown and HTML. Which, this is where I know I'm like too developer brained, because I'm like, Markdown's like the best thing to write. But some people were finding it a little tricky. So we're moving to a proper content management system, and that's been, you know, some people. I wonder if you can tell who I'm talking about. But yeah, some people have not been enjoying that experience. So we're moving to something a little more user-friendly, in the sense that it's an actual hosted CMS with a website editor. So I did just boot the game and then it just like didn't, so that's encouraging. That's very encouraging, I must say. Do you want to slightly suspect? Your copy of Warbound still works. I'm glad to hear that. I'm very glad to hear that. But yeah, I spent most of today puzzling over Trafic configs and all this stuff, and to be honest, it gave me a massive headache, which is why the stream's a little bit late. A little bit. About, you know, almost 4 hours. But yeah. We are almost there. I'm hoping that after the stream I can run a couple commands and we'll sort of have that running, but I guess we'll find out. Just realized I've kept all my things running. Let me just close, like, I mean, fortunately my camera's there, but let's let that build. I'm just going to hop in here, just close a couple of background services. Just so I don't, you know. Of course, Steam's going to need to run because the game now needs Steam. It is good for my Steam playtime. The light helps the headache, big time. Big time. So this is a good sign. This is a very good sign, in fact. It's actually nice that I managed to, I don't know if you can tell, there's like a box like there, because I moved into this flat, like alright, I'm gonna close without sending because I presume that's our fault. Alright, if this crashes again, which it has done. Josh, what have you done? I'm gonna run it like debugger. But yeah, I moved into this flat like a month and a half ago, so things are still in boxes. Hello, Joseph. How's it going? Yes, that someone is in fact here. You've done nothing explicit, Joseph, don't worry. You just didn't want to use Markdown to write devlogs, which is frankly a bit of an L, but you know. I'm an accommodating person. It did nearly cost me my sanity today, but I'm an accommodating person. Alright, if I run this, let's see if it breaks somewhere. It has in fact broken somewhere. The fun thing is none of this this is all engine code. Which is... I swear the last time I touched this project it worked. My website isn't working while I'm writing a devlog. Yes, if it's one terminal command and then it auto updates. Project managers, man. I don't know what's going on here. I'm probably screwing up something in the config. Your Excel spreadsheet, don't you mean LibreOffice? Can't even follow not that complicated instructions. I know. The command is npm run dev too. It's like, it's not that hard. And then any changes you make auto update in the browser. Any web dev will know what I'm talking about. But yes, no Joseph, it's okay. It's okay. I will protect you from the horrors of not web apps. If you want, we can hop onto the stream and talk it out. Am I missing something in here? No cheats. Override new player bots. Yazip's done. You heard it here first. LibreOffice is the superior choice pack, so I'm sorry. Gonna go be a communist. That has worked out so well in the past. I realize I'm just sort of running the same thing over and over again. Let's see, maybe it's a map thing. Does LibreOffice have fully featured parity with Excel? That I don't know. It's pretty good though. I'm not like an Excel hardcore user, but it's been good to me. I know a lot of governments in Europe at least are moving over. Hardcore user. I wouldn't know. Historical versions of communism versus the idea of communism. That's fair. I've done some balancing at work in like Google Sheets. That was fun. Does anything show in the output log? Warbound FPS core transitioned successfully. And then it destroys the online subsystem. This is, yeah, I'm settling up to have more automation so it'll be able to read bank statements and automatically extrapolate important information. Is any of this running through large language models by chance? If so, you might be the only Microsoft Copilot user I've ever met who isn't suicidal. Just math and Excel, fair? I don't remember there being any project updates that I'm missing. Yeah, all files are up to date. Although that's under my camera, so you can't see that, but it did in fact say all files are up to date. Alright, let's go... let's clean the solution and rebuild it. And in the meantime, we'll get Blender going. Yeah, I feel like LibreOffice is just fine for budgeting, you know? Like I've never had any issues with LibreOffice for budgeting. Notice my camera gets a little laggy at times. I don't know what's up with that. Yay, rebuilding 360 resources. I've just realized, well, two important things. One, I finally got a new mouse that has a middle mouse button that works. Which is, you know, useful. I bought it on Amazon, and I bought it like... It's like Amazon warehouse or whatever. It's like when someone returns it, basically. And it was broken, and then I updated the firmware, and then it worked. So I saved 40%, which is nice. The other point is that I've just realized that I sort of need Unreal to be running, and we're 50 rebuilds in. Also trying to make it look fancy. That's fair. I feel like a nice looking, I don't know, spreadsheet. That's the right word. Really a nice looking spreadsheet's a good vibe. Like if you're going the extra mile to like make a spreadsheet, may as well make it look nice, right? Fair enough, Pagso. Just because you can is always a good reason to do something. More gripping stream coming your way as we watch the compile messages tick up. Really engaging stuff, this, you know. So how's everyone's New Year resolutions going? Did you make any? Did anyone spend like $800 on, I don't know, like running gear or something without having run before? I feel like that's a classic. Alright, we're almost there. I highly doubt that this will fix anything, but it's worth a shot. Network cabinet overview using a Google form. Now that's an interesting use case. I feel like you've got like... Surely there's like more dedicated... I remember like during my degree we used like Cisco Packet Tracer and shit like that. Like surely you have more dedicated tools for that. Or is just like having a Google Sheet is just like the nicest. Oh no. Oh no, that's a catastrophic message for the Warbound budget. Oh god. Josep's getting a new Lego set, guys. Fuck. Didn't I just see you talking about like paying for the dentist? Oh no. What people ask why the quarterly budget projections aren't looking so good, it's... Oh, you're not paying for it. Interesting. It's a late Christmas gift. Fair, fair. You particularly eager to share what it is, or? Oh, well that... that looks like a potential cause. Done it. German castle. Oh, the noise, whatever. What's it called? I can't fucking spell it. You mean this one, I guess. Neuschwanstein. It is very pretty. I do like it. I've admittedly been thinking of eventually buying Lego for myself. Oh, is this because I closed the fucking Epic Games launcher? Because this is running EOS, right? Let me not like leak all my EOS details. No, not microphone settings. Right, I suspect, so this is an EOS issue, which Josh set up at some point recently. So let's try booting the Epic Games launcher, which, as we all know, is everyone's favorite launcher. And see what happens. The laminated sheets of paper updated with markers were not great, so I made a sheet that anyone could put the QR code in the cabinet, separate QR code for the form. Yeah, but you could fill out the form and the document will be updated. Fair enough, that's pretty cool. I'm the type of dickhead who would go, "Ooh, but we could write custom software for that," and that's why I don't get hired for business things. This is why my project manager at work doesn't like me. And in fact, this is probably why he doesn't like me either. Alright, let's see with EOS running whether we can get somewhere. We in fact cannot. Strong. Ellie, I like you. Thanks, Ellie. That's very sweet of you to say. Alright, I guess we're simply just not going to play as a listen server. And this is running really, really well. Now that's interesting. So this, I assume, is because for some reason, so this is one of the things that we need to work on today, is modifications currently like don't properly do animations. So this is something Josh was walking me through last stream, I want to say, or the day after, I forget. But we have, if we go game BP soldier, we can adjust the loadout here to actually use the modification that we're trying to use. And it's, I think it's in loadout. Yes, it's this inventory ID. And then we need the weapon instance. Yes, the site modification needs to be this one. Now hopefully, when I hit play, yeah, there we go. So now when we ADS, we get this. Pags are dealing with large racks. Fair play. Can we turn... turn that like all the way down. I don't know if that's even gonna work. It in fact does work, and now the game looks like absolute ass. That's very impressive. It's actually very interesting. I think that this map is still using TSA. No, not TSA, TSR. Which means you can sort of see that if I stop, the image sort of stabilizes and becomes slightly higher quality. Like if I move around, it's very blurry, and then I stop and it sort of gets a little bit better. That's interesting. Alright, well, our goal for today is basically to take this and make that like actually work. That's why I've got Blender open, etc. You can see the like weapon, the dynamic reload system. This is one of Josh's projects. Like handles and respects that properly. This is actually really goofy because you have Whiskey open to help you cope with what? Do you want to join the VC and explain, or? Yeah, that's goofy. The reflections are working at least. Yeah, yeah. So this is one of the things that we need to tweak today is change the texture on this into a projection thing. So the first test that we're going to do is with picture-in-picture scopes, which are fancier but more performance intensive and just sort of a little bit more of a yeah, the player's a ghost actually. The player's just add face. I feel like that would be weirdly more horrifying. Pagso's face specifically. See, this would work if Pagso wasn't like militant about his like personal identity in photographs, which I totally understand why. I mean, I'm the one wearing a mask on stream. But yes, Pagso actually, I can never prove that I met Pagso because there's no pictures of him that exist. So I could may as well be making it up. But all right, let's stop PIE then because that's working. Generating an AI image of Pagso. Yay! Let's I do wonder what it would come up with. What a Pagso 3000 would look like if he had a face. I love the implication that he doesn't have a face. Yes, modifications, scope, ZF39. I think I want the skeletal mesh. Sending image to Ellie. I'm ready for receipt of image. Can I think you might have to do it from this view. Asset actions, export. This is what we're looking for. What a horrific image, holy shit. So this is what I've just been sent by Josep. Pax, I didn't know you were a phone. What the fuck is this? What a horrible day to have eyes. Alright. Anyway, let me just save this somewhere. Save it as an FBX. The bunny ears. I didn't even fucking clock the bunny ears. I'll be so real with you right now. Now he specified that it's... There's like... this sort of experiments that you just wish never happened. Right. So here it is. Here's our scope. That's actually imported quite cleanly. I think it's come with materials as well. Yeah, so there's a scope and a scope glass material. And I don't know why Blender's frozen now that I've clicked the scope glass material. Encouraging performance from the world's leading open source 3D tool. There's like, I don't have the stats turned on because I don't tend to use Blender on this PC, but I can never fucking remember where to toggle the statistics that I want. I swear it's like... I mean, I do want to use a matcap just because matcaps are better, but... Statistics, that's what I'm looking for, yeah. Wait, why the fuck is this so dense, dude? Holy shit. Well, now I know why the game performs fucking ass. We're rendering every single pixel of this fucking screw. Dude, what the fuck is this? Why are we rendering every screw? Bro. I'm like, oh, this isn't that complex a mesh. This is like... You know, like from here you're like, okay, this is a little detailed. Maybe it's, you know, maybe you could argue that like this whole section is worth doing in such detail because it's like close to the camera or whatever the fuck. But why the fuck are the screws on the top like 8K resolution, bro? That's fucked. I'm gonna leave that for now, but I will make a note of it after the stream that needs to be changed, because that's I think that one scope is like twice the mesh budget for a weapon. Right now I'm just trying to see it get the little post back. Yeah, so this is the site that faces the player. Right, we can close the standalone now, and then Unreal can stop giving me a memory pressure warning. And then what I just want to do, can we make a meta-human face based on AI's take on Paxo? Alright, Paxo, you ready? You proud of yourself, is it? Using Google Gemini. You do look a little older than when I last saw you, Paxo, I will say. But you've certainly aged with grace, you know? Like, respect. But yes, what I wanted to do here... Oh, you can tell that I don't have my... Do I have... I do have a Blender folder. What was this called again? A ZF39? Yeah, ZF39.blend. We'll save it. Yeah, you can tell I don't have Blender set up to my preferences because I want input emulate numpad turned on. Yeah. Could have just looked at the mesh name. Also, hi. Hello. You are right. It is right there. But I'm not known for being intelligent. Also, that really bothers me. That topology really bothers me. But alright, we're going to... Told AI to make Paxos facing. We're not iterating on AI Paxo, come on. And then we're going to split it. The counter to advantage given by having a scope is the scope like. Yeah, there we go. That's what I wanted. Projection. Scope class. And then we can remove the .001. Sightline wasn't actually straight. Did you see, Josh, by the way, for some reason we're rendering like 8K fucking screws. I feel like half the tries of this fucking model are the screw. Like... No wonder the game performs questionably at the moment. Yeah, but I don't want to use nanite, you know? This is a disagreement me and Josh have. I want the UV editor. And then you see this, like this is too nice. What we want to do is simply project from view. And then we can do that. And that is how you flat project. Because now I can map a 2D image to this and it's going to show up visually 2D from this side. So, have I assigned this material? Sent more pics, by the way, Ellie. This is description, younger Paxo with more real skin. I like how it's added like a thing. Why am I still not getting... I don't know, dude. Do I look like a willing participant in this? A popped pimple. Thanks for that. Alright, do I even still have my FBX export settings on this machine? I don't. See, I was doing the classic thing of distracting developers. He got very offended when I said that his unwillingness to use nanite, to use Markdown, is the reason why I've spent the last, well, I spent 5 hours last night and 5 hours this morning losing my fucking mind, and just crashing out. And now he's AI doxing Paxo. So average day in the life of a project manager, basically. If you can, I can always grab them from my laptop, but if you've got ones that have worked for Warbound before, then that's probably easier. I haven't touched mine in a little bit. It's been a while since I've had an excuse to use Blender, and my fucking mouse broke as well, so. This was pretty funny. I was mid... So the company I work for now, like the final round of the job interview, was basically like you go in and you work there for like 3 days. And so the first 2 days were like remote, and then the final day was in person. And as part of the job, I was sort of doing some Blender stuff. And I had my old mouse, which is here. It's a Death Adder V2. And I was using this great mouse. I've had it for years and years and years. The scroll wheel started to go like maybe 2 years ago, and I was just too poor to fucking replace it. I was like, it was like just on the threshold. You know, they talk about this with jobs, like your job's just not miserable enough for you to actually quit. So this mouse was just not miserable enough to use. It was like mostly fine, then got really annoying, and then was mostly fine again. So I just didn't replace it. And then I'm mid-job interview and the fucking middle mouse button breaks and I can't use Blender. And I was like, it's rough. So I figured that now that I've actually gotten paid, I should probably buy a new mouse. Are we keeping the 8K screws? Absolutely. How else will players know quality than when they look at this singular screw at the top? And it's literally higher density than anything else on this fucking mesh. Although, to be fair, this whole thing is, like, quite dense. Like, yeah, these are some... I didn't fucking realize that every single fucking Nurgle was fucking modeled. For context, chat, usually stuff like this is done with just like a 2D, like a displacement or a bump texture, or a normal map. Not by literally modeling out every fucking Nurgle. Yeah. I still question the fucking modeling of this, because, like, you could literally just make, like, a fucking cylinder. Oh, I've inverted the cylinder. There we go. Like, the amount of effort required to just fucking go through and, like... It's also literally not centered. It's literally not centered. Because I'm fairly fucking sure, yeah, this is... Oh, I mean, I have, here. I've made it in the thing, so let's pull it out. Okay, maybe it's me. No, it's literally not me. That's the center line. It's not centered. Why is it not centered? Oh, I'm never gonna unsee this. Is the full scope centered? Let's check. I'm gonna go ahead and say no. Fuck's sakes. Oh my god. So I've seen Discord messages. This is Josh with the profiles. Skeletal mesh export. Cheers, Josh. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm never gonna unsee that now. But alright. Let's save, and then we're gonna go file, export FBX. I'm just gonna export it to downloads. We're gonna name it scope zip. Just don't look at the Car 98K model. Oh dear lord. I'm just gonna go based on what you've got, Josh. Armature mesh sounds about right. Yeah, we need Unreal. I don't think these are Unreal things. Yeah, I'm gonna uncheck animation, geometry. Yeah, export normals. Fair enough. Space transform. Armature, y-axis, x-axis, null. You add leaf bones? I wouldn't add leaf bones. I'm gonna use these settings. I'm just gonna save them. Temp scan. just export that. I hope my units are correct as well, actually. We'll see, this might fucking just break in editor. If I re-import mesh with new file, use the scope separated file, failed to merge bones, to regenerate, sure. That seems to have worked. It's gonna, yeah, so this is our new mesh, or new texture, sorry. And so now when we go into the game and we hit play, hopefully, yes, excellent. So it's now aligned here at least. The performance is still awful. I actually don't know why. Like, I wasn't expecting the performance to be amazing, let's be very clear. But that's worse than I was expecting. Warbound maps. Yeah, let's save those. I mean, these are all obviously like temporary-ish models, so need to do some profiling big time, buddy, big time. Let's see, maybe we can turn this up now that the map's running. Let's try 50%. Yeah, that's okay. Warbound is a train sim. From a certain perspective. Memory pressure, bro, shut up. Every time I get memory pressure, it just shits the bed. I think it might have just been loading some of the assets and stuff. Need more RAM. Really? Wow. Unfortunately, I'm not a multi-billionaire, so I can't fucking buy more. Alright. Download more RAM. I did see, I don't know if you guys saw this. Use Google Drive as a swap. This was an article I saw. And you can mount Google Drive as a swap file on Linux, which is it's kind of shocking, but you know, a win's a win, I guess. World's slowest swap. All right, let's do some texture things. I can close this now. That'll save me some RAM, surely. Google RAM. This should. It's like next level pyramid scheme. Is all the big companies purchase all the RAM chips, right? And then what they'll do is they'll go ahead and they'll fucking sell you like a subscription service to, like, there's like a RAM tool that just like sets their RAM as swap in your machine. And it's just a subscription service for more RAM. I think that's the future, guys. I think this is, if I pitch this to Google executives, I think I'll get a handsome promotion. Where am I going? It would be so slow. It would be incredibly slow. No, I don't want maps. I want items, weapons, German. Not the shotgun, car 98k. Oh no, actually, I want assets. No, I don't want assets. Just because of internet speed. Yeah, you need like a terabyte connection and it'd still be slow. Have I fucking tripped up? I'm pretty sure I'm just stripping. And I need to go here, and 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 here. Yes. Beacon panel just because so much more data is traveling across the internet. This is true. At that scale, you're just fucked, aren't you? Yes. And then I need to figure out where this texture is. Oh, it's right here. I'm special. Alright, we're gonna duplicate this. Scope. Projection. Atom 30. It's weird that Twitch doesn't let me know on the stream manager thing. You'd think they would, but alright. We'll take like a little break then. I'll go drink some water and we'll be right back. Alright, welcome back. I think my mask's a bit crooked. Anyway, there we go. Ads should just be finishing up. Just me 13 seconds here. I've managed to log into the thing in the thing. But yeah, let's get onto the material. I think I need to modify the scope glass master. Welcome back, everyone who's just on ad break. Thank you very much for supporting the stream. It's the only income we make on the game, and it all goes back towards like server hosting and things like this. So very much appreciate you sticking around. Yeah, I'm gonna duplicate this, and we're gonna call this PIP scope scope glass master. And I don't actually remember if I need to sample. I don't remember what I need to sample here to get scene capture. Display material. Because I'm pretty sure it's just a texture sample. Yeah, that sounds about right. Because I need to make, I think. So far, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Has the thing gone off? I hope the thing's gone off. Yes, it has. Excellent. Thank you so much for supporting the stream. Really appreciate it. Yes, I need a texture thingy. Texture asset, yes, that I'm aware of. And I think that's gonna need to be a thing in the data for the modification asset itself. But let's go here. I think is it in miscellaneous? Or is it in like material? (2D array render target). That it? It's not an RVT. Josh, I feel like you're my man in the chair here. Can I draw off this directly? No. Render target. This computer is target for rendering as well as rendered as a 2D texture source. I think it's a render target, if I'm not mistaken. Nice to have the Devstreams back. Did the Lego set get finished by now? I'm glad you're here to watch the Devstreams. It's really great to be back. For the Lego set, I'll have to delegate to Yosip because I actually don't know. Lego Devstream 1. Lego Devstream 2. Might have to happen. What do we call this? RT scope set def 39. That feels descriptive. Lazy PM. I know. Alright, that's okay for now. And then I'm gonna do so we can texture sample this. And I'm just gonna go in here and I'm just gonna this is our PIP scope master. We're just gonna do that as the base color. Lego Devstream 1 release. We're waiting a while. Ooh. Yeah, this is the new Unreal Material stuff, isn't it? Substrate. This came in, was it like 5 point, I want to say like 5.1 or 5.3. I think it was an odd numbered release. But yeah, not for me to fuck with now. I think if okay, I'm gonna do this really like botched setup for now, just to test the theory that this works, because it's been ages and ages and ages. Oh yeah, I enabled it. This yeah, that makes sense. Every time a new Unreal feature comes out, Josh just enables it. That's just how it goes, I think. But yes, I'm going to go super bodged, ugly setup, and we're just going to go into here. I'm going to attach this literally to the first person camera. We're just going to add a scene capture component 2D, which should just look like a little camera. And then we're going to write to RT scope ZF39. Composition mode overwrite seems fine. And then I'm going to just go to botched, the best word in the English dictionary. I don't know if it's the best word in the English dictionary. There's a couple that I do really like. Scrammed is another one. But bodged is a good one, I agree. It's up there for sure. And yes, I need. So that's a good sign. You can see that it's rendered. I mean, what it's rendered is quite horrific, if I'm honest. But it has rendered it. That's good. And that means that if we go to here and we change this to scope, I think I called it what? PIP scope glass master. So this should now, if we change this to like a plane. Excellent. I frankly have no idea what's going on here, but I do see a hand. And a hand is good. That's a good sign. So now if we hit play, okay, interesting. I've just not applied the texture, haven't I? I was like, that makes no sense. Yeah, you can see our render target is now rendering our scene in horrific quality, mind you, but that's something we can address later. I did in fact forget to assign the material, Josh. Thank you. That sounds like me. Now, would you look at that? That is a thing of beauty, that. Excellent. This is a very trippy experience. Alright, one thing I'm gonna do before I do anything else is I'm going to go touch the material here, and I'm going to add an emissive output to it, because that will help us get rid of a bunch of the shadows that we're running into. Yeah, so now it's like just visible regardless of, you know, whether the character is in shadow or not. But okay, this is not quite the experience that I think we're aiming to have. So let's move on to, now that I've verified that this works, you know, let's move on to something slightly more permanent. And I think for that we need to, yes, I would like to save changes. Save selected, and then we're going to go back in here. We're going to start looking more into the weapon sight modification. Because if I just close all tabs, and then reopen the experience we're aiming to have in the... Oh, excuse me. Yes, slightly different aim to that feature. There's plenty of aim memes we're making. But yes, the weapon sight modification. So currently, this just has this, but yes, so we have a PIP FOV now, and we want, what was it called? render texture render targets 2D. Is this what I want? 2D render target resource. This can be used as target for rendering as well as rendered as a regular 2D texture resource. Sounds about right. So we want this to be T subclass of U texture render target 2D render target. U property at defaults only, blueprint read only, category, no, not calling editor, category PIP. And now I'm just going to build this just to verify that I've got the right type here, because I'm pretty sure that that's right, but I'm not 100% convinced that that's right. But in theory, the idea here is that we can just add this in the... So when we make the scope, we'll just create the render texture for it. And then this will... There's a function here that we were working on last weekend with Josh that will dynamically spawn and despawn the camera, so we don't need to do the horrific thing that I have done. And just like make it in the freaking character all the time. So we should be able to just add a bone that it's attached to, and then set its like FOV and stuff programmatically, and that should make it fairly easy to configure. And then the material obviously will have to be custom, but yeah. Those of you who've joined the stream semi-recently, how's your weekends been? How have you been holding up? Let's go. That's the wrong weapon. That's the weapon I want. And we want this. It's not quite what I wanted. So it is texture render target 2D. But yeah, I'm asking for a class here instead of an actual object. So it is render target texture 2D. Okay, I just need to change the way that I'm doing this. So it shouldn't be T subclass of it. Is it just a pointer? I guess it's just a pointer. Cheeky old pointer. You neat, bruv. I don't know if Josh is still listening, but that's how you sound, Josh. Once again, the engaging compiling content that you come to the Warbound Devstream for. Almost there. Now, if I've done this correctly, that's a render texture. Yes. Yes. Excellent. Cool. Am I bullying you again? I'm not bullying you. I'm making an observation. And let's list to 15. So use PIP scope. Clearly I've got a typo there. Or maybe it's, I think it's actually just Yeah, you can see Unreal tends to, I guess they've got some sort of like front-end parser that's separating based on where they think words happen, so it thinks that's p-scope. Right, let's get back in here. If I just replace that with a capital, apply rename refactoring. I don't think it's used anywhere actually, but sure. Apply rename refactoring. And then, yes, I think this is how we've been doing this. Because then I need to go, I believe it's the weapon instance. And this will have, yeah, update weapon based on attachments. Update global modifier. So this is where we're doing our weapon updates based on the attachments. And I'd say if, yeah, so if we're here, then if site data dot use PIP scope, then we can cite cast site modification dot, what did I call the function? Oh no, this should be in sites data, yeah, create render target camera. Now this is where I'm going to need Josh, I think, because I think the instance is a data asset by default, and I need an actor here. I'm going to say a actor. Get. Sure. I'm going to say to do replace proper actor reference, because I think that that's just going to, because we're using that as the actor that the object's actually attached to. The other thing I wanted, yeah, visual item spawned. So we wrote this little bit of code here. So previously this was running through blueprints. Instance holds an array of spawned actors. Yes, you're right, isn't it? It's this thing for auto modification. Do we maybe want to do this when the visual item is spawned, actually? But it needs an actor, not a component. It's this, it's get spawned actor. I assume it's this, because it's spawning both. Okay, Josh wrote the system, so bear with me. But to the best of my understanding, it's spawning both the single player first person weapon and the third person weapon, which are different meshes in Warbound. And I don't remember if there's a way to get just the first person one. Yes, says Josh. I appreciate the input. I'm gonna do some implementation here now, I think. Just gonna nick this, just to make sure that I'm sets. Okay, actually, let's just inspect. scene capture component 2D, because this needs to have yes, a texture target. Is the U texture render target 2D, which is, I believe, yes. So we need to set texture target 2D. So can I just say new component of texture target? I can. And then set modification.h. Can I just say is equal to render target? Oh, not what I wanted. Cool. We don't need a skeletal mesh. We will want to new component set relative transform. I don't think we need replication on this because this is purely in the player side. Let's say f transform relative transform. And then this is going to get upset at me. That's the wrong key binding because this is now not matching this here. So I just need a comma there. Or I guess we can put the comma here. Or I guess in truth I can delete this because this was, I think this was just a note to myself when I was doing the, I've also named this transform. So let's transform, I'm going to apply the rename refactoring. What's it want? It wants to pass parameter by const reference. I guess we can pass a const transform. I'll leave that on visual item spawn. You can do equip active BFP actor. That should have been set by then. All right, we can look into it. I'm just going to say we're going to set relative transform, and then we're going to new component.fov. Is there FOV angle in degrees. New component.fov angle is PIPFOV. In theory, this should create the render target camera, assign it to whatever orientation we need, map it to the texture that we passed in, and use the data that we need and register it, which should add it to Unreal's like component hierarchy and shit. And then, in theory, many in theories here, but it should work in theory. So I think we're better off using this down in on visual item spawned, because yeah. Equipped item, not actor. I'm gonna be so really, Josh. You might need to, you know, walk me through that at some point. But for now, I'm just gonna go modification is not equal null pointer, and then we're gonna do an if modification static class is equal to. I almost did a triple equals. I'm too used to writing TypeScript at work. Modification static class is equal to, what's the actual class here? Weapon site modification. I'm not sure what it wants from me here. contain your code, and if equipped item is BPFP actor. Huh? BFP actor. Oh, you mean like write the code for I know the code's running in a for loop, it's for all the modifications, right? But I need it to run only on the weapon sight modification. And that's the wrong UR. Sorry, I needed to get one win after being schooled by you here. Equipped item BFP actor. And modification. Dot static class equal to surely this is you weapon sight modification. I don't understand why this doesn't work. Static U class. That's U weapon modification base. Outside of the for loop without iterating through all the modifications again and querying it. I suppose. Sorry, I'm reading docs for class checking. Try the is a function. Yeah, rip. What we can do is, this is kind of goofy because I'm pretty sure these are already fucking but we could say modifications have already been set, so you can just stay outside of the for loop without iterating through all the modifications again and querying it. I suppose you're right. I suppose you are right. In fact, I can do it beforehand, and then we can ignore this like goofy fucking type checking that I need to do here. Why are these not typed properly? I guess we'll just do it like that. Do you pull site data out? would this already have been updated then? How do I find references in Rider again? Find usages. Do rep lifetime. Oh yeah, so if weapon site modification exists. So I guess I just need this, right? Like if I just go in here and I do so we don't need the stupid ass cast. We need to have a chat about why those booleans are there, by the way, because I don't remember putting those in. Alright, okay. Should this be a thing, or should this be just like that? And then we can infer this from, because this has a static mesh, doesn't it? Does it? Oh, it probably has one from modification base. Yeah, it has a display mesh. Yeah, so then we probably want set relative transform display mesh. How would I get the display mesh? It defaults only category visual representation. Desktop display. Oh, is this because this is in the... I bet you it's because this is in the struct here. Okay. I guess we keep the relative transform for now. And then we just have... about the booleans for the modifications, that's more for external stuff to know what modifications the weapon are going to have. For example, the inspect UI. I still don't understand them. Can I be so real with you? Like, all the like, is this more like whether the weapon can have a thing? Like whether it's possible for it to have like a scope attachment? In which case I feel like it's probably like there's a more elegant way of doing this, right? Like you could, you could have some sort of like array or vector or something that has the data in it. But is there a bone name? Bone name. How would I do a bone name? I forget the types for that. You know that a jiffy is an actual measurement of time. It's nice to see you too, Sigma. How you doing tonight? Why have you not updated? Is it just F name? Thanks, guy in the chair. Alright, in that case, F name. Touch. Bone name. Oh god, my keyboard's done the thing again where it's become British. The worst possible thing a keyboard can become. I fucking hate it when it does this. It's so annoying. Just Windows, man. I fucking hate Windows so goddamn much. Sorry if I'm intruding, just trying to help. No, you're very much helping. Just like, it's the most awkward possible form of help interaction of all time. But I'm very grateful. So now I wonder if we actually nuke set up attachment in parent in socket name. Yes. So we need the object to exist on something, and then we can set up attachment, and then this can be const f name attach name, and then this can be we don't need a relative transform. We need a large piece of fossilized dinosaur poo discovered is over 30 centimeters long and over 2 liters in volume. Thanks, Sigma. Very cool. Can I unsubscribe from the fact bot, please? And then what is this gonna be? What is setup attachment one? Show me your types. Use scene component. Fuck's sakes. Use scene component. Attachment component. So this can be attachment component and then attachment name. Actually, this is true. We don't need to pass this through as a property because this can just be, yeah. Yes. Unsettling facts. This is not the vibe I was expecting for like a chill Saturday night stream, but you know what? Thanks, Sigma. Very cool. Sure, I'll apply rename refactoring. I don't think there's anything fucking pulling that, but that's alright. Alright. So now when we go here, we can set this as equipped item, and then this can be weapon site modification dot display mesh. Why are you not correct? Is the skeletal mesh not a using component? I guess because it's not a skeletal mesh component, right? So jokes on you, Josh, I do need to do this in here because I need a reference to the equipment component. This has to then be new component. So yeah, it's weapon site modification and be, yeah. Create render target camera, equipped item, new component. Alright, so in theory. Oh yes, you also be boyfriends here. Give that a shot. I have very little confidence that this is going to work very well, but there's always a chance, you know? And frankly, I can't think of anything else that would make the chance better, so. Here we go. Hi, would you like some more render effects? Existential crisis chat is in full swing, I see. I should check people watching on YouTube. Okay, in fact, nobody's watching on YouTube. That's all right. The main purpose of the YouTube stream is just as an archive, because Twitch only keeps VODs for a little bit, and it's nicer to have them on YouTube, but if we just upload the VODs themselves, it's sort of ugly. But like this, it'll just go into like the live tab on YouTube. Okay, I'm gonna go in here, and here, and here. And I'm going to delete this scene capture component. And then we're gonna go to not input items. Weapons, modifications, scope, ZF39, and then in here we need to just configure the attachment bone name. So I'm going to open up the skeletal mesh. I'm just going to add a socket. We're going to call this PIP camera socket. I'm just going to move this like right up here. I don't actually know if that's facing the correct direction, but I guess we'll find out. Then we can rename that just to copy the name, and then that can go in there. And now everything either crashes or just works, or it doesn't work and I get very confused. Okay, well that's very interesting. Very interesting indeed. It would appear that nothing's fucking happened. So this is the last, I don't know if it like just writes the default what it renders or whatever, but this is the last thing that was rendered onto this RT scope. I think this is set correctly. Yep. Alright. Now the fun part begins. Debugging. Right, I'm going to check if this component registers. Run the debugger, and we'll see. In the meantime, did you know that the raw ingredients of a human body would cost over 116,000 pounds? Bug. Bug. Is it a bug, or is it just Ellie is shit at programming? It might be the latter, I'll be real with you. But this is a good sigma. This means that I have a net worth. With all the harm I've caused society, it's probably 0, but at least I have a net worth, you know? Alright, let's hit play and see if we hit that fun little breakpoint, eh? We in fact do not. That's very interesting indeed. So I wonder if something's happening here, if one of these is not true. Is this marked true? It is marked true. Alright, well let's see if any of these get a hit. classic Warbound Devstream. Okay. So we do hit the if statement. Let's wait for that to evaluate. Okay, so B site modification is true. Weapon site modification does exist, but this time the FP actor is false, so this won't continue. So let's resume, and then we'll hit it again presumably, and this time this is true. Okay, cool. Let's progress. In fact, we hit B use PIP scope, but use PIP scope is false. Is my code working? Am I just a knobhead? No, but use PIP scope is true. What? I'm confused. Okay, what if we say weapon site modification dot get
Hi.
ah oh well, Josh has appeared. Welcome to the stream. How's it going?
It's alright. I mean, I know your issue.
Oh yeah?
Well, at least a potential, well, one issue. There's probably others, but that's going to keep firing off constantly.
This on visual item spawned.
No, where you've got the code.
But the code is in
Because
visual item spawned.
Yes, because those things will be true no matter, because you're running through every single modification. That's going to get like called multiple times.
Yeah, but that should be all right.
Because you're not checking if the modification is iterating through right now is that site or not.
This is fair, but this should still... It might create a bunch of render cameras, but like I haven't actually gotten it to create a single one. Because I can check a cast and say if if cast,
unless the response happens after that's been overwritten by the modification, then it's getting the things. So.
Yeah, I can just do a cast check like that. And if we toss a breakpoint on there.
Honestly, you might have to get the information from that cast, maybe. Instead of start data, maybe.
Well, now the problem I have is it's not actually hitting that cast.
Now, because I wonder if that side data is not being overwritten yet. Maybe. For whatever reason. If that bit of code is not executed yet.
Thanks, Sigma. Very cool. Josh, did you know that your name is typically short for Joshua?
Is it now? I didn't know that.
Believe it or not.
Damn, that's like
That's
mind bending. That's like life changing information.
It's deep, right? What would we do without Sigma, truly?
That is very true.
Yes. See, the problem is that I need new component. Yeah, Yeah, now it's just not hitting anything for some reason. I'm gonna stop and rerun, and hopefully that'll fix it. Sun makes a sound we can't. I actually did know that. Would you be surprised? There are sadly other things that make a sound we can hear. Come on, you know you wanna. Okay, I'm gonna guess that it just wasn't doing these things because it hit the side. Well, I edited the code, right? So. Do you want to hit a breakpoint maybe? Sometime soon? There we go. Alright. So this is presumably it's spawning. Since you have another one that's similar, the Earth also makes a sound, but the percentage of people that can hear it is very small. Very light, continuous rumbling. Well, I'm not one of them, so. Cool. Step through. Alright, we're casting. Yep, we are in fact the weapon sight modification. But yeah, then that fails. So yeah, because this is the third person mesh. Now we're going through on the first person mesh, so this should pass. Yes, and then we move on to the next one, but use PIP scope is false.
Hold on, I'm sending you some to try real quick.
Alright, I'm gonna use, we're gonna say U weapon sent modification.
I don't know how that's gonna pace, but try that.
Let me give this cast data a test.
Yeah, it's basically what I just sent you in DMs to try.
Let me check. Yeah, okay, yeah, it's the exact same thing actually.
Pretty much.
Cool.
I think like the if statement's a slightly different order, but that's about it.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not too deep. I mean, in truth, I don't really need the weapon sight modification and B sight modification thing anymore because that should filter out if the cast succeeds, then it should be filtered out by default, I think. But yeah. Pax, I think you just might have tinnitus. Alright, fingers crossed. It'll take a bit to load the engine and shit. I don't like that didn't hit any of the breakpoints. Do you want to hit some of the breakpoints? If I run this in... Oh, I'm an idiot. I've run this in the regular non-debugger mode. That's on me.
I've done that so many times.
I'm like, why are my breakpoints not hitting? It's because I'm an idiot. Oh well. We are approaching the 2-hour mark. very quickly here. Let me check when the next ad's coming up. Got 5 minutes. Alright. Hopefully this works and we can just wrap this up. Because we're getting to the point where the stream is do be ending. Alright, here we go. So we're gonna step through, that'll be 1. Yep, we're gonna hit this, and then we're gonna hit the FP actor. It's gonna be false because FP actor is gonna be false. We're gonna go through again. This time all of these are true. Cast data is not available, possibly due to compiler optimizations. Do you want to uncompiler optimize that for me, motherfucker? Oh, okay. We do actually make it through. But clearly nothing's happening here. Alright, I'm gonna remove these then. Because now we do make it to this. Okay, so we hit this.
It's because you're calling that function with site data and not the one from like get site modification data.
This is very possible, yes. But it's just not.
And it's just failing, so things aren't set.
Yeah, that's very true. That's probably going to be a pointer. Oh yeah, I need to get site modification data. Okay, we're on the target camera. Do we just have a did you know challenge going off in chat? Well done. You mean other compiler error? Oh, because the fucking engine's still working. Stupid error. Thanks, Unreal. Very cool. Alright, come on, buddy. Work for me here. If this does work, we need to look at the order of saving. I mean, I guess it's just checking what runs first, right?
Yeah. Whereas clearly, obviously, the site data has not been overwritten yet by the time this is called.
Yeah, the site data is just default. Hopefully, we get a site picture now. If a very terrible one, most likely. I don't think I like that. Well, hey. Let's fucking go. That's pretty fucking sick. Now I need to disable rendering of the third person mesh. But hey, that's pretty good. I've almost like one-to-one matched the FOV there actually. So let's see if we can just adjust this. Yeah, we need the crosshair and stuff, but that's where am I going? Modifications. See, in theory, if I change this to like 3 and hit Alt P. Yes, yes, yes. That's what I like to see. Now, obviously, this is just the raw output. And there's a ton that needs to be done in terms of like actually post-processing this. The resolution's not amazing either. Although I think we should be able to modify that. Because if I just set this 16-bit, I think this is what controls the texture resolution. Yes, it indeed is. 16-bit scopes, anyone? I wonder if I can turn off... yeah, whatever. Alright.
Beautiful.
If we do like 512 by 512, I feel like that's approaching like reasonable resolution area. Yeah. And then at this point it's just a matter of modifying this material.
Yeah, just faffing with the scene capture settings.
Why do you even air? It should be linear color. That linear color. There you go. Can I just get like I just get a sphere mask and just get like a multiply. Or do I need to go in here with it like this? I don't think this is doing what I think it's doing. Alright, I think making different types of scopes can be next stream's adventure. For now, that's actually a pretty fun bit of progress. It took us a little getting there, and I think we have some stuff to look into off stream about the order in which we like update modification data and spawn modifications. But that was a lot of fun. Pretty happy with the progress there actually. I was kind of worried that I wouldn't be able to get that working today, but managed to. Did you know that the next Warbound development stream will be next week on Saturday? What a cool fact. I actually didn't know that. Thanks for that, Sigma. Very cool. Yeah, should be back next Saturday. Hopefully slightly earlier than this. As I said at the beginning of the stream, I did a bunch of network stuff, or infra stuff rather, because we're moving to a new CMS for our website, which should have a new version out soon. And that fucking killed me. I actually crashed out in a way I haven't crashed out in a little bit. I'll be very honest with you. So next week, hopefully you shouldn't need to do that, and so we'll be able to stream a little bit earlier. But yeah, thanks so much for joining us in this sort of evening vibes Warbound Devstream. Very much appreciate you sticking by. The VOD for this one will be the first one available on YouTube. So if you just go on our YouTube channel, and there's going to be like a little live tab, and you'll be able to find the VODs there. In case you didn't catch all of it. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. And we'll catch you hopefully slightly earlier than this time next week. Have a lovely rest of your weekend. And yeah, bye-bye.